When we left for the hospital, yes, I was nervous, but the happiness that was just between Jimmy and I, like, there was nothing in the world that could ruin the moment. What I wanted to do was have Levi naturally, and it just was over 2 hours of hard, intense pushing. And Dr. High said, she looked at me and she said, I don't think he's gonna come out on his own.
It was pretty routine from what I know of C-sections and babies. They rolled her in, got it all set up within 20 minutes, and they brought me in the room. They did their thing, got the baby out, everything was great, happy, healthy, 10 fingers, 10 toes, and you know, it was a pretty proud moment. I mean, as any father knows.
He was perfect in our world, and we were just, it was the best moment of our lives, ever.
Me and Jen and the baby all bonded there for a few minutes, and the baby latched on, and pretty much within 30 seconds of the baby latching on is when things didn't seem right.
It was her nurse Jessica that called me when I had just arrived at home to let me know that her bleeding was more than what she was expecting.
At that time I knew that this wasn't a typical recovery, that something else was going wrong.
I saw the monitors, and my blood pressure was 68/13.
And I just told Jessica, I turned her, I said, there's something majorly wrong here.
Every single fear went through me, but I had told myself at that moment, I am not going anywhere. I'm not letting this take me.
She was experiencing the most common reason for postpartum hemorrhage, which is uterine atony, which is when the uterus just does not contract effectively.
Before I all knew it, we were back in the OR again to get her bleeding to stop. Her body wasn't responding to the medications that we had given her earlier.
We had actually arrived at the point where we thought that was going to be our next step, was a hysterectomy, and kind of out of nowhere, everything started working. And so where before there had been consistent blood flow, it all slowed down within a matter of a couple of minutes. All of those medications we had used and all of the techniques we had used finally all kind of came together and started working, so we were able to avoid hysterectomy.
I just remember seeing Jimmy for the first time, and he grabbed my hand and we both just started crying. And I told him that it was gonna be okay. It's so weird to say that was one of the best moments of my life, but because it was such a hard moment, but at the same time it was such a relief. The next shift she worked, she came back to the room and she grabbed my hand and said, I just want you to know that I'm so glad that everything is okay. And she said, you have a beautiful baby boy, and everything turned out just fine. When I got pregnant with Lucas, I was very, very scared. And so she was one of the first people that I told. And I just said, please just tell me that that I can do this again, that it's gonna be okay.
I knew the moment that she told me that I was going to be here for her, no matter what time of day that it was. I was going to be her nurse, I was going to take care of her and this baby, and I was going to give her the birth experience that she wanted the first time around. I remember making a door sign for her, you know, kind of welcoming her back. I put her in a different room. I just wanted to create a whole different experience, nothing that would remind her of what happened the first time around.
Going there was, the first face I saw was Jessica, and it was okay. I was scared. I cried that morning when I left Levi, but when I got to the hospital, there was a sense of it's gonna be okay.
We took what we call hemorrhage precautions, meaning she had more than one IV site. She had blood products on hold in our operating room ready to be used if needed. We had all of the medications to help a uterus contract available in the room ready to go.
Jimmy and I both had complete faith and trust in Dr. High. They had a plan from day one. When I walked in the door pregnant with Lucas, they had a plan. I asked if if the nurses would act as if this was my first baby, because I didn't get to experience any of the first bath and all of those other things. They did. They let me watch him take his first bath. They told me what to do. They were so wonderful to me, so wonderful. We definitely wanted to thank Jessica and surprise her and come in. She's not only a wonderful nurse, but she's a wonderful, wonderful person. And we are blessed beyond words to have her in our lives.
Working up here as a team is the real reason I love working on this floor and working at this hospital, because when situations like that happen, I don't ever have to worry about being alone. There's a whole team that helps save her. Over 1,500 babies are born here each year, and it's not the amount of babies that we deliver. Each individual baby is like bringing a new family member in. Each baby is completely special in their own way, and it's nice to see new life be brought into families each day.
There's no doubt in my mind, if I had 2 kids or 20 kids, everyone would be born at that hospital because of the people that work there. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that it's a great place and the people care, for sure.